throat clearing noises. Okay. Let's get back into the game. I think we were playing... I think it was Tito Citan? Also going to try... turning the music off. Because there should be... a... Oh, that might be loud. So I'm just going to do that real quick. I was right, it was loud. There's a program you can get that will try 3 instead of 2. There we go. There's a program called SoundSense that will make your... that'll add sound effects and music and stuff to the game. I turned off almost every sound effect that I could find because they all sound bad. And left the music though because of one specific song even that when it comes up I'll point it out. Hello Tsubasa, hello Jello. What were we doing last time? Oh, I also got a plugin working. If I start an embark with this plugin enabled, it crashes the game. I'll let you see multiple Z levels at once, so you can still see the ground as I go up and down. That might make it a little easier to visualize for some people. Okay, so last time we had our first traders, and we're not able to capitalize on them, but they were just in time to murder a werebeast, so that none of our dwarves got killed by the werebeast. They killed one of our yaks, and we can see that yaks have many teeth. Yaks have so many teeth. Do I actually, speaking of, do I actually have a butcher shop? I don't. Let's build a butcher shop. Maybe this will be a temporary place for the butcher shop. Maybe we can butcher that yak. Yeah, we learned how many teeth a yak has, which is 32, which I think is the normal number of teeth that critters have. Also, if you build a butcher shop, build a tanner shop right next to it, so that the hide of the yak will be butchered. Oh yeah, none equals none of our dwarves got killed equals one guy. One of our guys got killed, and one of the dwarven mercenaries got killed. Which is why we're going to go over here to where we got our... Wait, is that gold? Gold. We're going to come down here. I built a coffin down here. Down where we channeled out our magma. And we are going to mark this for burial. So this here coffin, our Fisher Dwarf's brave sacrifice will be remembered next to the crucible of our industry. Let's take a look at that, by the way. Magma is making its way to the chamber. I didn't need to make the chamber as big as it is, but that's fine. Once these get to be 4 and 5 levels of magma, we'll be good. Because that's how much you need for magma to... That's how much you need for magma to be good for a magma forge. We had this dug out. We're starting to make stuff. Just getting... I need to get some more plots going. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you to make plump helmets this... We're going to make another farm plot. And it's right by our refuse pile. Okay. Well, if I make it here, we'll be growing above ground crops there. It's weird. I put my workshops above my kitchens here. Let's look at our kitchen. Okay. So we're good on drinks. And we have lots of pump helmets spawn. So I will come over here and turn off... Oh, I didn't even have booze on repeat. Okay. Let's build a table. I need a table. Man, I really need my manager. I really need a manager. So that's going to be my goal. My first goal is to get a manager set up. So I need 2 tables, 2 chairs, and 4 doors. That'll be... Do I need doors? Okay, don't need doors. I tried to play this once, Ingrid. How'd it go? Ah, you're a master. Oh. You're a master after playing the game once. That should be good. I also should... should dig these out, just to be even Steven. You can see these ones are marked as hot stone. The dwarves won't willingly dig there. You can make them dig there, though. Speaking of farm plots... Here it is. Here's the song that I installed SoundSense for. Or enabled. I played it last stream. There's a thing you can do, and this is an exploit, is deep underground there's going to be caverns, which we need those because they're going to be where we get our water at. And one thing you can do is we're going to make a really big farm plot. And you can see here it says no mud or soil for farm. Mud is left by water. Or that it's, and also that it's blocked. If we just go down, eventually, maybe... Oh! See where we can see? It's letting us build a farm here. That means the cavern is here. So we found the cavern. Some people call this dwarven radar. So, yeah, this is, which means at this level, around this location, we might be able to find water. But probably not. Okay. Let's go... Did I leave these forbidden? I did. So we're going to go to DBC for claim. We're going to claim all this rock. There's a lot of stuff here. It's all marked for dump. Oh, did I make another dump? I may have made another dump somewhere. I don't know if there's a way to see all of your activity zones you've made. But if so, I kind of want to... Okay, then we can undump them, though, by hitting capital D, remove dump. And now none of this stuff will be marked for dump. We've got all this nice stuff. Lots of rock salt. I did enough research to know my settlement is way better than yours was? Well, I wouldn't say that. We're still in the very rough beginnings. Okay. I should unpause. Let my mason get to work. What are you doing? You're making crafts? We don't need crafts right now. I could use some more mechanisms, though. And now it's playing some probably less good song. Okay. Our lava is filling up. Where are my dwarves mining at? Oh, down here. Yeah. Lots of copper down here. One thing I probably should have done was immediately dig down looking for the caverns to figure out where my water was before building this nice home place. But we're gonna build some beds. And one trick you can do is when you're building your bed, you hit B for build and then B for bed. This is a DF hack thing. That planning mode off, you can hit capital P and turn planning mode on, and it lets you place beds, and even if you haven't got the beds built yet, as soon as your dwarves build the beds, they'll start placing them here. I didn't want a bed there, though. And don't put a bed in this corridor, because that corridor might eventually connect to other housing structures. Okay. So they're digging this out. Some of our miners are becoming quite proficient. Let me connect Dwarf Therapist. While this is working out, we can take a look at our dwarves. Here's by migration wave. We've gotten 2 migration waves. Our most recent ones, we have a fisherman. Oh. Our last migration wave had a legendary armor smith and a great weaponsmith. A useless fisherman, a glassmaker, who's also a passable mechanic, and some children. Well, children are the opposite of useful, but I will take those legendary guys any day of the week. Those are really rare. I was actually going to start setting up methods to sort of cheat my way into having those. Let's build some more workshops. Let's build a jeweler's workshop up here. And go ahead and build another mason's workshop. And we need a furnace. We're going to need a wood furnace. Actually, we don't need a wood furnace. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. What kind of workshops do I want to build down here? I'll go ahead and get a loom over here. And a clothier shop. And a leather works. Start getting some workshops set up. And an ashery. We need blocks. Okay. I have a soapworks. This might take a bucket. We'll build that down here. We're going to use this building sparingly. Yeah, it's going to take my only bucket, so yeah, I'm not going to do this. Hello, Massazaw. I'm a board game person. How long would How to Play Dwarf Fortress be, even if it's just sustainability? There's a lot of videos about that, and they're all of varying lengths. I could find... There is a useful text tutorial somewhere. I'll have to dig up and post at some point. the video ones get kind of sprawling, like this sort of stream has been. Okay. I think that purple there means that the cave wheat will die before it finishes growing. Nobody's buried that guy yet. Moral Rigothamong. Well, can I assign this coffin to him? Oh, okay, it is. Then who's this guy? Mizbath Athlameng. That's probably the dwarf who died, and then this is the human that died. Well, I don't know if this guy will become a ghost or not. Now let's go down here. Our magma's getting close to filling up. 3 is not going to be enough. We're going to need more than that. Oh, this guy's doing something I don't want him to do. Orders. Standing orders. Workshop orders. Auto loom all thread. No, we don't want that. For some reason, one of the standing orders your dwarves had is they'll automatically weave any thread you have into cloth, which you don't want. And your order screen is on O. And it just sets some of your stuff your dwarves are going to do. What's mixed food? I don't know what that means. Usually it's refuse. This is one you set. Like I can set this. Dwarves, this will clean up some of our corpses, so. But this guy, I need that thread. Our hospital's going to need that thread. A lot of this stuff's going to be better once I get a manager going. Okay, so we got some tables. So we're going to set these up as offices. Build some doors. Apparently I have 20 rock salt doors. And you should just sort of stick doors everywhere. In emergencies, you can use doors to kind of lock down your fort. This will make some of our idlers stop being idle. Phoenix Ione, seems like. Made the little thing come up that says they're new here. Hello. We're making some offices. So let's look at our noble screen through N. We have a manager set up already, but manager needed an office. We should also have a bookkeeper. So let's look at our worthless dwarves over in Dwarf Therapist and try to find one who could be a reasonable bookkeeper. I go to the roles tab, and somewhere on here, yeah, here's bookkeeper. I sort it by who has the best bookkeeper skills. Seems like our potter, which is good because potters are fairly worthless. I'm also going to turn on furnace operating for some of our less good people we have. Like you fishermen, you can be a furnace operator. woodcrafter, you can definitely be. It's such a shame to have a legendary woodcrafter, just because woodcrafts are not useful whatsoever. But Kogen Tosiddamus is going to be our bookkeeper. I don't do Dwarf Fortress often, but I've had the impulse to do it. I've done roguelikes a fair amount, yeah, I think Rick's saying. Mostly Ancient Domains of Mystery, although I've done NetHack some. What did I say was my guy? Kogan Tosiddamus, where you can hit S to search. And you're going to be our bookkeeper, Kogan. So, I made this an office from the chair. If you do it from the table, it becomes a dining room. It may as well. So you've got this. You've got a office and a dining room in the same room. We need A to assign chair, and this one's going to be Kogan's room. And DF hack, you can hit 1 to auto allocate this room to your bookkeeper. We'll go ahead and give them a dining room too, even though they don't need a dining room. That guy's about to put the chair in place. We're going to do the same over here for our manager. So auto assign. Auto assign. Okay, so we go to our noble screen. Our manager and bookkeepers can now do their work in their office. And one thing we're going to do Netrunner. That would be Sly09, not me. NetHack is the roguelike we played. But our friend of the show, Sly09, was the former world champion of now dead card game, NetHack. But one important thing is we're going to go to our bookkeeper here and go to settings. Your stock screens reflect different accuracy, and it defaults to lowest precision, which makes use of heavy rounding, but we want all counts accurate. So this will make our bookkeeper go to work busily get to work in their office, crunching the numbers. But now that we have a manager, there's some stuff we can do. For one, we can use a DF hack feature that I'm very happy with, which is something called, I think it's Alt-W does it, or is it Alt-Y? I have to add a task first. Brew drink from plant. We're going to hit R to make that repeat. Then we're going to hit Alt-W to enable the workflow plugin of DF hack. And this lets us set a workflow constraint. We're going to add limit there. And we're going to go drink of any material. And we're going to set this to 70 to 100. And what this is going to do is that anytime our drinks go below 70, our distillery will get up to work and start making booze until we hit 100. And it's a way to sort of automate things. That's not a thing specifically in the game. It's from DF hack, but it requires a manager to do, which is kind of balanced. The manager can also, if you hit M, no, it's U. No, is it M? What is it? How the heck do you do work orders again? I forgot the hotkey for work orders. Let's see how long it takes for me to look it up. UM. Okay. Or JM. Either one of these work. I found UM and then Marathian said JM. They both work. But you can get to the work order screen, and you can add orders here. Just tell your dwarves to do stuff from your manager. And what do we want to do? What are we going to need? Well, let's construct 20 wooden bins. See, it's not our it's not done yet because our guy will have to go activate the order. But what's that? Turtle shells. Oh man, we have turtle shells. Okay, so our guys won't go crazy. Manager significantly increase your resource output and efficiency, which is incredibly unrealistic. I've written many words to Tony about it. Well, we know dwarves are in no way like humans. You can say whatever, Ingrid. You ain't no skin off my butt. We can see our guys getting to work making wooden bins now. And our dwarves are placing the beds. Okay, well. We are going to build door here and go into planning mode. And just go ahead and tell our stumpies to start putting doors into these bedrooms. Looks like our diggers got this totally dug out. I'm not going to fill all these bedrooms up yet. We'll just start with these ones. How many dwarves do we actually have? 17? No, 19. Yeah. And each of these corridors have 11, because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 2, and then 1 extra. So, we're sort of future-proofing our... We're going to fill up all of this living space. Yeah, there's a lot of... The game's very dense. Speaking of, there's one thing I wanted to look at. I wanted to hit Civilization's world info. Is this us? Center on fort. I wanted to read about our stuff. Whatever. That's not so important. Can I build more tables? Nope, need table. Well, we can use planning mode for the tables too, just to get a few more of these built. And for the chairs as well. And we're going to set up some more workflows in our workshops, which is actually up. I'm so used to my dining room being above my workstations, not below it. So we're going to go to these mason shops, and we're going to have them construct throne, construct cabinet, construct table first. So we need those first. Tables, chairs, door, cabinet, and coffer. And we're going to set all of these on repeat and set up workflows for them. I don't want that. I want... I'm going to set all of these to 2 and 5. so that our mason will be busy cranking out these on repeat until we have enough. So that we'll always have doors and cabinets and stuff on hand. Okay. And I could set these up on this Mason's Workshop too, but I have plans for this Mason's Workshop. Let's look at our dwarves. Do we have anybody extremely useless? A gem setter? Or other stone crafter? A fisherman? Like, who currently has no job? Our miners are going to be busy here in a second. A woodcrafter? You can be our new guy. So we're going to set this woodcrafter to also not be a carpenter, to be a mason. And we are... So that was Sarvish Iriblar. Sarvesh is going to be... We're going to go to Workshop Profile on this workshop. And we are going to assign this one to Sarvesh. So now only Sarvesh can use this workshop. And Sarvesh's new job in life is going to be... making rock salt blocks. Let me look at the chat a bit. This is an easy game to make it. This is a hard game to look at the chat while playing. So I have to occasionally take breaks of the game to look. I don't know. People are talking about how the game's boring or hard to play. Now, resuming production on rock doors. Do I have a bar and... I have a bar block stockpile. Yeah. So this is going to fill up relatively quick. And we're also going to come here and we're going to set a workflow up on wooden bins as well. So this guy... and beds. We're going to set this one to 2 to 7 as well. Because, for some reason, dwarves can only make beds out of wood. Okay. We have some children sleeping in our thrown together barracks. Let's get this set up. We're going to go to dig and H. H for channel. And we're going to use priorities on this one. Because when you're channeling, you need to... It's best to channel with priorities on. You can see down here, Alt-P, show priorities on, plus or minus sets priority. This will set the order in which my dwarves dig this out. So we want... Your dwarves are very stupid and will cause cave-ins when you... when channeling, so I'm always very careful about it. Okay. And now I can turn show priorities off. So we've dug out this chamber here, and you can see the farm plot underneath it. If I go to K, you can see down here, it says inside dark subterranean on this spot. But if I go up here, it is now outside light and above ground. It's going to be like that forever, even after I build a roof over it. So, what's that? Is that a horse? Rod and stray horse, rod and yak. I don't know if I should. I know what we'll do with this unwanted stuff. Alright, first we're going to go to build. We're going to go to capital C. And we're going to build a floor. We're going to floor over this hole we dug. What do we want to do it out of? Probably just rock salt. Do we have any rock salt blocks yet? We do. The blocks are... The reason to make blocks out of inset is that they're lighter than rocks are and are easier to move, and you also get 4 of them. Wait, could we do bone floor? We can do bone floor. We're totally going to build this out of bone. I don't see any bone, sadly. That's just going to be salt. But down here, we have no seeds for any above ground crops. I don't see how that could possibly be. We're going to kitchen. Go to our seeds. I guess we don't. Well, let's go to designate and P for gather plants. Just gather all these plants. I hate show priorities when I don't need them. Okay. So now we can see our stumpies bringing this stuff out to build this floor, so that this above ground farm plot will remain safe. Even though we've not made these bedrooms yet, we still have dwarves sleeping in these beds. And that's fine. We want to make these bedrooms. And we're going to want them to be better furnished than they currently are, but we'll get to that later. How's our magma situation? It should show elevation. So I would like that to be more than just, is that a setting I turned on and off? I want to see depths. Because it's very important that all of this magma be... I guess if it's all 4 out of 7, then I'm good. It should display as a number. I might have turned a hotkey. I might have turned that setting off, though. I don't know why these become pools of magma. Okay, it's all 4 out of 7. Man, I wish we saw the depths of the magma, though. Okay. But that means that we can find our magma lava control, and we can pull the lever. And get our floodgates turned on. That's showing magma down to Z level? It was working even earlier. We should see when the magma stops, which is way up here. Yeah. Also, we found a tersul peregrine. I know there's a button for this actually, but it doesn't matter because we've got all the 4 out of 7 magma we need, so we can now start working on building forges. Magma does not cool. Okay, let's build some. First thing we're going to want to build. Yeah, I think I accidentally pushed the number button. I don't know what the number button is. Furnaces. What button is furnaces? E. We want a magma smelter. And we're going to set the magma smelter to be here, which means we're going to channel out this spot. Okay. We're going to build furnace magma smelter. Okay, here's the thing. Here is the workshop. It takes up 9 squares. The light green squares are passable. Dwarves can pass through them. The dark green square is impassable. Dwarves and other creatures cannot pass through the dark green square. So when you're building, and the way magma furnaces and magma forges work is that one of the 9 squares has to be over a square of 4 out of 7 depths magma or deeper. So it makes sense that you would want to put your impassable square over the magma, so that your dwarves will not fall into the lava and die. And we can only make this out of magma-safe material, such as our quartzite, our petrified wood, or our orthoclase. And I can also dig H. And I happen to know that this is the square I need for... Man, turn off that Alt-P. That's the square I need for a magma forge. Okay. So we're going to build workshop. Magma forge is here. And this is going to take our anvil. And we're going to make it out of orthoclase. The orthoclase will mean it'll be a nice, pleasing yellow color. Take more looks down here. Our mason has started getting good enough to start making masterpieces. That's nice. That'll make the dwarves happy when they sit by the masterpieces. Okay, we got a magma forge set up. We gotta wait for our mason to take a break to come build the smelter, though. Who do we have that's not busy? People should be busy. Our miners, our stone crafter. Okay, well. Let's just have our stone crafter just make crafts. And we're going to set up a workflow for goblets. That's this. Just to make sure our stumpies have enough goblets to drink with. Do you have a gem cutter? We had a gem setter. Let me look at Dwarf Therapist real quick. Yeah, we have a gem cutter. I set the guy who was our legendary gem setter into being a gem cutter. What kind of gems do we have the most of? If I go to the stock screen, it'll show us everything we have. Don't need to forbid this stuff. We can go down to rough gems, and it'll show us what kind of gems we have. The thing we have the most of is smoky quartzes and emeralds. So let's have this guy cut smoky quartzes, just to practice. It's got all the smoky quartzes you can find. Okay. And that was a food stockpile I had made. Let's make another food stockpile here for now. And this food stockpile will not accept seeds or drinks. I kind of wanted to get a stockpile for cooked food and put it by the place, but we're not ready to do that yet. Yeah, there's some nasties that can spawn in lava. There might be one around. I don't see any. We've only got an aardvark and two different kinds of peregrines. Okay, what kind of food do we got? Blood amaranth, prickleberries, sweet potatoes. Mostly cave wheat and plump helmets. Okay. Well, eventually our dwarves will eat some of this food, which will produce seeds for us. Let's also deconstruct these beds. We no longer need our dwarves, too. Sleep out in the barracks. Because we've got these nice bedrooms we're setting up. They're not actually nice, they're actually very meager, but they'll be nice soon. I think it's about time for us to start a dig-in. Let's dig some upstairs. Again, turn off show priority. And we'll do some quick exploratory mining. The quick and lazy way. See if we hit anything interesting. I don't think volcanoes can erupt right now. They're mostly just lava tubes that extend up into the sky. Oh, we've hit tetrahedrite. That's right, I should set up my hotkeys. Okay, here's our entrance. Hit H for hotkeys. What are you surprised by, horse? My horse looks surprised. There's no wild critters here, though, so we're good. Okay, hotkeys. F1 will bring me here, the gate. Let's set F2 to be this screen. I hit F2 and then hit Z to set it here, and then I can hit N to name it as main hall. And then we'll name this one production. I accidentally unset my hotkey 1. And this will be hotkey 4. And it'll be warehouse. And okay, so now I can hit the F keys to quickly go from place to place. I see more hematite. But I already knew we had hematite. Speaking of, magma smelter. It's time to start producing iron. We can make bronze, too. I don't really need bronze, though, because we have iron. So smelt hematite ore. That's going to be set on repeat. And then I guess we'll make bronze bars after we're done with... when we run out of hematite. We're auto-saving. I think Sound Sense is going to play a creepy woman's voice saying it's autumn now. I tried to turn that off, but I didn't find the audio file that did it. Cheat, you mentioned stuff at the end of last stream. Speaking of, I did tweet about stuff I had planned for the fortress, and that'll help me remember what I wanted to do. Gotta find the flux stone, gotta find water, gotta smelt this iron, which is what I'm doing right now. Try to cheat out weaponsmith, armorsmith, strange moods. No longer need to do that because our immigrants just happen to be good weapon and armorsmiths. Get housing, get noble set up, make a hospital, get a military. Well, looks like we're going to be trying to get a military and a hospital set up. Well, the tweet was like a reminder to myself. I think the reason it takes so long to save is because it makes backups of the save. I might disable that at some point. So I gotta start thinking about what to do with my extra dwarves. We can look at that while the game's loading. Let's set by current job. Here's our doing nothingers. Woodcutter I could definitely give something else to do. This child is playing, but this one doesn't have a job. Oh. We're done saving. And now we got some idlers going. I should look at our finished goods pile. I forbade... I want to allow all except for goblets. The goblets should be stored in... What was that? No seeds. Okay. Goblets should be stored here. Yeah, next to our drinks. Hey, let's take a look at what our miners are doing. Didn't find much. So we're going to dig some downstairs. And we are going to go... Yeah, here we go. We're going to send our miners out in these different directions. Looking for different stuff of interest. Because I'm looking for a fluxstone layer, which probably means we're going to end up getting marble, which is nice. Marble's a high value stone. Just quickly set these up as bedrooms. Oh, hold on. Do I have a miner set as a furnace operator? If that is the case, it certainly should not be the case. Yep. Our miner should not be furnace operating. You have much better things to do. I also want to... Actually... Also need to channel this out. Somebody will come do this. Because we need to build another furnace. We are going to be making... We're going to fill this room up with furnaces and workshops. We have some iron bars already. Cat killed something. I can see somebody hauling the remains out. Looking for Different varieties of white stone. Nothing to catch in the northeastern swamps. Well, I didn't want anybody fishing anyways, really. Here's one thing I should set up before I get too happy. Is I should set up a trade depot in a safer position. Which would probably be here. Okay. We're going to I think that's what I want, because trade depots are 5x5. We're going to set up a trade depot right by our warehouse. But we're going to give our merchants that arrive, we're going to kind of... Is this far out enough? I believe so. So here's how we're going to do this. We're going to... I'm going to channel. And channeling creates ramps, which the traders can use. They can't actually use stairs with the wagons. They have to use ramps. So, this will make down ramps, which will be down ramps here, which will be down ramps here, which will be down ramps here, which will lead to this pathway. And we'll make gates. We'll make... in fact, I might actually move this back a little bit. We'll move this back 1 square. So that we can build a drawbridge here. And we can seal this off when we aren't using it. So that any nasties won't sneak into the fortress. Speaking of... I hope I get some more dogs soon. How many dogs do I have? I've got puppies and kittens. Excellent. Puppies and kittens are going to be stalwart defenders of our fortress. See, we're going to go down to where our puppies are at. And we're going to set... What do I have here? Okay, so they should move a puppy and a kitten here. Do I have anybody on plant gathering? Because nobody's gathered those plants yet. They might be busy with other jobs. Nope, we've got our farmers busy gathering plants. Okay, there they go. We've moved puppies. So now if any kobolds or goblins try to sneak into the fortress, they'll have to pass by our puppies. And our puppies will alert us. Up and my dwarves are coming out to... Okay. So, we'll build a depot. We'll build it here. We'll build out of rock salt. And we'll build a bridge that raises. We'll build it here. And that'll mean that our traders can get to our depot, but we can keep our depot safe and snugly hidden away. make a new activity zone while we're at it. Because our dwarves will be unhappy if they don't have a place they can pray. So we'll make a new location. This will be a temple, or no specific deity. The Purple Shrine. So now we'll see our dwarves hanging out there sometimes. We have a new duck, apparently. And a piggy. I should look real quick. I set that to be a... Is that still a dump? Not still a dump. Okay. One more thing we can set our less useful dwarves to do is we'll go back to Dwarf Therapist. Let's find everybody with no job. Which are you guys. Pray to outkill the iron of oiling. Meditate on mountains. Meditate on blight. Sure. So we'll set these guys to stone detailing. And we are going to set our dwarves to smooth all of this stone. And smoothing stone will let us engrave it. And engraving it will make our dwarves happier. Although I'm not going to smooth this out because we're just going to mine it out. Okay. Might as well smooth out these floors too. Okay, and that'll give our people who have nothing to do things to do. I still gotta find that dang ol' fluxstone layer, though. Oh, dang ol' fluxstone, you know. This is kind of getting a little squirrely here. Just give them something else to dig around in. Have them dig around a little bit. Did say there was fluxstone on the embark, so I trust that it's somewhere. I can also deconstruct this trade depot. And we'll set up this other magma smelter to start making coke from lignite. Because we're going to need coke to make steel. We've struck tetrahedrite. Oh, there's an important thing we've missed out on. We're going to make rock pot. We're going to promote this task. Set this on repeat. Just give it a workflow constraint. Because you can make barrels out of stone. They're just called pots. And we need those for storing food and making booze. Struck gold. getting squirrely with my exploratory mining. Should be, yeah, this one down here. I'm also trying to find the caverns this way, because the caverns will just naturally give us a view of a lot of... What the heck are you doing? This child says, trade is the lifeblood of a thriving society. Our children are just sitting there in the hall. That's a little, disconcerting to me. Now, all dwarves are capitalists. Okay, we found our caverns. Let's pause. Do we see any marble? And do we see any water? The other thing we should do is immediately wall off the entrance to the caverns, whoever found it first. Quartzite. Lots of gold. Some garnerite, which I think is for nickel. Hold on. I know that texture. Here's marble. If there's a marble here... It's by the microline. Means there's probably marble here as well. But... one thing we're going to do... is we want to remove all of this designation. Because we do not want our miners screwing around. Not that high up. Okay, let's find who popped the caverns. Like, who actually found it? Yep, here's why. Because we already have this dipshit here. Gathering webs to make silk out of. And he's going to get himself murdered by spiders. There's mountain goats up here again. We should build cage traps to try to gather them. Let's build some cages. Let's make 7 cages. Okay. Guess we might catch some of these mountain goats. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually set it as a siege alert. And that will get all of my dwarves out from underneath the... Okay. My dwarves should no longer be trying to find... I need to zoom out. Okay. And we're just going to build a floor over these stairs. And we'll go to our we'll go to our production area. I found out if you hit F10, it auto zooms to the correct. We're going to suspend collect webs. I also need to hit W for burrows. I need to define... Did my burrow get undefined? It's behaving very oddly. So you want that to count as inside. We want these stairs to count as inside. So my dwarves were going nuts because the burrow didn't make any sense, I think. Oh, I just had burrow marked as this, that's why. I was sort of, I had sort of quickly slapped that together. So this is a burrow. It restricts their movement. They'll only go inside places where they're allowed. And the purpose of that is if there's a siege, I can immediately order all of my guys to go inside the area I've said is okay. Does mean that I'm probably going to have to just rebuild all of this stuff. Because they're stupid and they suspended building all of this stuff because they weren't allowed to go in here. And because this is not a real mechanic of the game, but a plug-in, it kind of goofed up. Okay. It's probably good enough. Let me make sure these are bedrooms, too. Okay. Our stuff's kind of coming together. Let's go deep down and see if anybody else breached the caverns. Here we have some elk birds. They are creatures we could capture and raise. They're big birds that have horns. They are not exceptionally easy to farm, though. They're kind of... They need too much food. Let's make sure nobody else breached the caverns. That place didn't. That place did. I think that was the only one that breached the caverns. But the caverns did reveal to me the location of marble, somewhere around here. Yeah, in this area. So I'm gonna guess that there might be marble here? Maybe. And I'm also going to set this as a hotkey for hotkey 7. And we'll just see if there's any sort of stuff we can get down here. While that's going, let's go ahead and dig out some more spots in here to make more forges and more, although alright, we're gonna make some new tasks. We're gonna make some furniture. We're gonna make some iron anvils. We're gonna make 2 of them. I think anvils should count as a tool. Let's make 3 iron anvils. So that we can actually... Let's make another magma smelter. And we can't build these, do we actually have a metal crafter among our dwarves? Let's quickly look. Because we need somebody to blacksmith and... Let's go ahead and turn you off weaponsmithing. Our weaponsmith and blacksmith can both be honorary blacksmiths and metal crafters. Because I don't remember which one makes anvils. I think blacksmith makes anvils. We'll use some of this iron we're getting. Did not find... But now that we know that marble is around here somewhere, I'm excited to find out where. If you're wondering why I'm interested specifically into marble, you need flexstone to make steel. Oh, did I just immediately plop into a whole bunch of marble? Yeah, I did. Well, let's begin strip mining. Marble is also just kind of a high value stone. So we're gonna find a lot of use for all of this marble. Okay, somebody's making the anvil. Think I can go ahead and set that to not be repeating. We probably have enough bronze. The marble's probably going to be more down and to the right. Looks like we've also found some gold. Nope, it's nickel ore. Sadly, you can't make stainless steel in this game, which you could use this nickel for. Okay, from this sort of... how do cave-ins work exactly? Well, if a structure or segment of cavern or soil is unsupported, it will collapse from the bottom. Happens to me mostly from channeling, because the dwarves are stupid and will easily cause cave-ins. Spherolite. I don't remember what that's for. Okay, they built our... made our anvils already. What are my masons doing all day? Is working on all of that, okay. And this guy is just, we'll have him take a break for making rock blocks. How many blocks do we have? We have 84, or no, 88 rock blocks. Strip mining away for this marble, because we'll need it for making steel. In fact, we can probably start making steel right now. Because the first way you make... let's look at our stocks. Because we're going to need to know how much stuff we have. We have 25 coke units, 19 iron bars. And how much... I don't know how much marble we have, but... Okay. We're going to... The way you make steel is you need a source of carbon, a flux stone to remove carbon, and iron. And it goes a bar of iron, a flux stone, and a unit of fuel. A unit of carbon makes one pig iron. And then one pig iron, one iron, some flux, and another unit of carbon makes 2 bars of steel. So actually, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to dig out this. And this is going to be our marble storage zone. Which actually means we're going to go into work orders. And we are going to wooden wheel. And we're going to make 5 wooden wheelbarrows. Speaking of, we have some of our cages finished. We saw goats. They went by the water source. So we're going to build some cage traps. And we're just going to... Too close to edge? Man, that's... Can't build traps here. Probably can't build anything there. We're just going to build some cage traps sort of in a line here. And see if we get lucky catching anything. Does mining designation automation not work with flux stones? I can try. I've never used it for that. So they're talking about down here, there's designate all, designate ore gems, designate... There's auto mining ore gems. Looks like it's only ore or gems. that you can designate. My masons have been super busy, but what is my other mason, my secondary mason doing? Construct rock chair or throne. Well. Oh, that's why. I need to go here. And this workshop should only be used by Moral Fedbig. So my good mason makes our furniture, and my bad mason makes stone blocks and does mason work. Yeah, if anything's connected to anything, it really doesn't need support. There used to be support. Used to have to make pillars and stuff, or else cave-ins would happen. But really now it's just if there's no floors, cave-ins are more useful making it on purpose than they are accidental anymore. So we're going to set this room here to be a big stockpile for marble, and only marble. And hopefully okay, so we're going to go to pile. Actually, let's pause first. We are paused. Okay, pile, stone. Okay. We're going to go max wheelbarrow 5. We're going to change setting. And it's only going to be for economic stone. Actually, should probably take iron. It should probably take hematite as well. And now that we've got that going, I'm going to set up a work order for we're going to try to make 10 pig iron bars. Let's go back down here and dig out some more. Alright. We're going to try to follow this vein of marble. How's Cupidity going? Well, we found our source of flux stone, and we're beginning our steel production. Which means I can start making weapons and armor, which means I can start training up some military dwarves. The heck are my masons doing? Sleeping is what he's doing. He's sleeping. Okay, well at least we got this done. We're going to make another lever. We'll put this one here. I may have to at some point, once we can worry about frivolities, change up the furniture in the room to make them all the same color. We're going to have a lot of orthoclase stuff. Let's see if we can start making any above ground crops. Yes. We can start making some above ground crops which grow year round. Make some more bedrooms, and we can start... Let me quickly make sure. Okay, none of our dwarves are unhappy. Our miners are very happy because they've become legendary miners, and anytime a dwarf becomes legendary, it's something they become happy. Let's see, did they build those traps? They did. You can see we've got some creatures down here, some Dralthas. I think these are pretty good guys to capture. They're grazing creatures, though, so they're not the most convenient. Let's look at our marble strip mining operation. Looks like we've mostly tapped out this vein. Man, I wish once once you get priority on, it seems like it never stops. Yeah, I remember them being huge, which is one of the reasons they're worth domesticating. It's just because they produce a ton of meat when you kill them. Okay. Don't know if anybody's actually hauling the stone from all the way down here. I can see a cat that's roaming, though. That's no good. Also, something odd has happened. I pierced the caverns, but moss has not started growing on clay yet. Is that a DF hack thing? Because when you pierce the cavern layers, usually, like, immediately, moss starts growing inside cavern. Unless I am mistaken. Maybe I have to pierce the second cavern layer for that to be true? Yes. Hello, Rumrusher. We're playing Dwarf Fortress. And I am playing with DF hack. I don't see how people get away with not playing with DF hack now. It's just so convenient. Unless it's keeping indoor moss from growing. Then that would be inconvenient. No matter how many times I tell it to not show priority, it's just going to show priority, isn't it? Oh, that's not so bad. We can probably stop after this amount of mining out this marble. So let's find a convenient source of hematite. If I saw any around here. Or actually, let's look out here. Yeah, here's some hematite. I can show off this. We're going to DD for mine, and we're going to hit A for auto mine ore gems. And that'll automatically mine any veins of ore or gems it finds. And I can sort of use the exposed earth up here as ways to see where easy hematite is at. A lot of copper here, but I have no use for copper yet. I honestly probably never will, because we have the ability to make steel. Means that even though we can make bronze... Hey, there's water up here? There's a square of water up here. Okay. Okay, that's the only hematite we're going to see for free, but usually where you see one, you see more. Oh, you're an adventure mode player? Ah. I have never played adventure mode. I'm sure there are reasons to. There's no reason to play any of the modes. Now, Boogeyman I am familiar with. You just gotta tackle them. Okay. Now that we've... I'm gonna zoom out. Now that we've... Let's try to find a spot in the caverns. That I can pierce down and find the other cavern layers. Here looks about good. I can probably zoop right between these holes. Yeah, we're going to dig here. So F10 to resume. We're going to dig J, dig down. And then we're going to dig a whole bunch of up-down stairs and just try to find the... Did I just not do that? Oh, ore or gems, that's why. That's really dumb. I was only digging stairs. I would dig stairs, but only through ore or gems. Would not dig stairs through anything else. They should be getting to work out here. Finding a lot of hematite. Our crafts dwarf is making masterworks. Very nice. We've got these nice yellow pieces of furniture. Let's start getting some So we've got 10, 20, 30 beds here. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, 10. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 31 beds, which is more than enough for what we have. Means we can maybe start improving the quality of those. Okay, let's get to the production floor. Let's go to one of our smelters. And let's tell them to smelt some tetrahedrite. And the reason we're doing that... So I want to get some weapons made right away. And tetrahedrite is the ore you get silver from. Also copper, but silver. And silver is actually an extraordinarily useful... I did tell this to accept hematite, right? Yeah, it just, they're not... They're doing it, kind of. Okay. Make sure I don't have any of this stuff forbidden. I don't. Okay. Let's go ahead and start getting some cabinets built. This will give our dwarves places to put their clothes, which clothing is still one of the things I'm not very good at in the game, is managing my dwarves' clothes. Clothes wear out, and they become unhappy when they're wearing tattered clothing. I never know when it's the right time to start making clothing. I always just tend to buy whatever clothing I see from elves. I forgot to check on the embark if we even have elvish neighbors to trade with. Did we get that lever built? The wet season has arrived. Does that mean, is it winter or is it spring? It should tell me spring has arrived on the calendar. Maybe. Or winter has arrived on the calendar. Wow, this sound sense music is something else, isn't it? I'm gonna turn this butt rock up. What track is this? I must know. This Willow and the Light? I don't know, but apparently this is the spring music. We have all this lag time while the Dwarf Fortress doesn't respond while it's saving for me to consider this butt rock. And then we're back to this kind of music. I don't know what to tell you. I just wanted some, I love the Dwarf Fortress song, but it's song. So I didn't mind hearing some my brain is failing to recall a word that's very variety. There we go. We're back. Spring has arrived on the calendar. Okay. So if we're going to have elves, they're going to come soon. What I wanted to do is go to this lever. We're going to name this lever Trader Gate because we're going to link up to a bridge. Not that one. Not that one. But that one. We're going to name that bridge Trader Gate. So that I really want to keep this bridge basically... Okay. Let's find who discovered that. It was you. Okay, so here's what we're going to want to do. Is we're going to want to come up to here. We're going to want to dig an upstair. And then here we're going to want to dig a downstair. There's a lot of marble down here. Jeez. We found water, though. Excellent. And we found fungus, which means you're going to be able to start growing our own fungus soon. Let me look what this music is actually called. I downloaded one of the Sound Sense packs. This is called Celtic Impulse.mp3 from the Sound Sense pack. I disabled all of the awful sound effects because I hate them, but I kept the music. My dwarves are not digging this staircase, which I need to. In fact, we'll do this. No, we'll not depot. We'll go to dig. Priority 1. Dig upstairs. Not... Yeah. And then J, dig downstairs. Because we're going to have to seal off this. And I want to wait up. And my dwarves are going to have to... I want to seal off this so that giant bats and shit don't come flying up. Like, is that who you are? Oh, you're just a cave swallow. You wouldn't cause that much trouble. But a giant bat can and would wreck house. We got a bowman visiting. Yeah, we breached the caverns, so now adventurers are going to come, and they're going to say, hey, you should let me kill stuff in the caverns. We're going to build the floor, and we're going to build a floor here. May as well make it out of marble. Nice marble floor. And that'll seal this off. But we found water. Which is good. We needed water. I'm going to Google this while I'm at it. I can't find the key for this. How do you see the depth of water? Is it by the K? Look, K command. Because it was at the beginning of the stream. Even it had displayed the depth, and then at some point I hit the button that makes it not display the depth. Okay. Guillermo del Toro's Depth of the Water. Yes, I know that it is... I want the tile set to display 7 out of 7 or 4 out of 7, not just the texture. I hit the key that... Yeah, there you go. Okay, so we found water, which means I can dig a well now. Which means I should find... This would be a fine spot for a well, somewhere in here. Text will be text. Yes, I believe so. Yeah. Either... Why, oh no. You should explain when you say things, please. Print mode. TWBT. Allows true type fonts. Standard enables. Yeah, I need that for the graphics pack to work, I'm pretty sure. In the noob pack, it says liquid depth, yes. Displays depth, whatever. It probably will not be an issue at some point. Will this hit water? It'll hit water, but it'll go through this cavern. Which is workable if it'll hit water. I'm not sure I believe that because this is just the lazy noob pack. I've made 0 modifications to it. And the little launcher says print mode TWBT, which I assume means text will be text. The only crashes I've had from it is what's it called? Multi-level view. That causes crash on embark. If I just don't have it enabled when I'm embarking, it works fine. I don't quite like this as a solution because... That spot looked like a place I could dig through, though. And will that get me to water? I don't want to just... Actually, there looks perhaps better. I don't want to dig straight into the water, because that's just inviting the giant ohms up to come. Okay, maybe here? I'm planning a well, which means I want to get down to this water down here. Probably a reservoir by the water. And it comes all the way up. Up through that hard stone. Up and up and up and up and up. You can make a well this deep. There. That's where my well is going to be. Which means... I can put my hospital here. And have the well come off the hospital. I might should just dig out here. Like... And then I can put my hospital here. Yeah, that's way better. Like... Then like my hospital can be here. Yeah, and then my well can be down here. The current goals for the fort, I'm getting my iron industry up. What's an interesting shape I can... Well, first, I should mark where my well's actually going to be on this floor. I'm getting a steel industry up so that I can get a military started. And my current thing I'm doing right now is getting a well dug so that I can have a water source. My only water right now are murky pools. What's a good shape and size for this well? Something like this. The actual well is going to be here, so I might put like statues in it. Like maybe kind of cigar shape. Does that work? Puts the well there, which means no. Does not quite work. Then we're just going to do a shape like this then. And we'll have a well in this room. And my hospital will be up here. We'll dig that later. And this is actually pretty convenient, because we'll dig that out. And then we're going to dig a downstairs here. And then we're going to dig a up-down stair all the way down through the first cavern layer to here. Yeah. And then we'll dig a cistern, actually. We might want to make it our flow control a little longer. And we'll build our actual cistern. I probably want to channel this out, actually. But I could wait until it's dug before I start channeling it. Yeah, I'll wait for them to dig it out before I start channeling it. And then we're going to dig an upstairs here. Dig a downstairs there. And my stumpies will get to work. Well, look how deep this well is going to be. Let's go ahead and go to one of our forges and make an iron chain. So we're going to need one. And we'll come here and we'll make a wooden bucket. And we'll go ahead and through here just make... We'll make 12 rock mechanisms. We're going to need all of those to make our well. Yep, you can see the fungus has begun growing. That's actually a good thing. It means that after we dig out... We're going to dig out this next. Set that to not dig yet, so that this will be our inside pasture. If this is all clay like I hope it is, fungus will start growing in here, and our cows and stuff can eat fungus just as well as they can eat... Actually, digging out that direction's better. Because I know that's going to be clay rather than just betting it's going to be clay like this. Because this is clay, and this is clay, which means this is probably going to be clay. Although I don't want it to be exposed to the outside. That is counterintuitive to the point. Sure is playing this one song over and over again, isn't it? Yeah. This is about what we want. Sort of. Do it like this so that we can door it off. It's kind of slung from the hip, but it should work fine. All of our dwarves are busy. They're starting to get this stuff smoothed out. Seems like they're first getting to work digging this before they get to work digging the actual well itself. Did I get that floors dug? I did. We can see just a little cave frog here. It's a cap hopper. This guy wants to eradicate monsters. We'll ignore that petition for now. He doesn't have a place to stay. We'll need to set up an inn for that to be the case. Which we'll see about. I also want to see getting about some cultural stuff done. I've never done the cultural stuff, like making books. I could make some books. You could write some books. I've bought a lot of books from merchants. Oh, we've struck hematite. Oh, and lignite as well. We struck lignite as well in our well. I should destroy this. So we're not using that. Okay. Oh, the elves have come. Okay. So we're going to come down to here. Trader requested a depot, and we're going to move all of our crafts we've made so that the elves can buy it. Well, the elves aren't here yet. They can get to the depot, apparently. If you hit Shift D, it shows you if the traders can get to your depot. Trading with elves has a few caveats. If you trade them anything made out of wood, they'll become offended. They also don't have wagons, because they don't use wood, and thus the amount of the load they can carry is limited. So heavy stuff is not as good at trading, or it's not as valuable for them. I'm going to set a zoom here. This will be our new 7 zoom spot. Let's come here. Let's see if we can trade anything. Do they have anything at all we want? Well, they've got some instruments. They've got a wombat. I'm probably just going to buy all of their clothing. They sell wooden weapons, which are worthless. That's a very cheap instrument. I'll buy that. I might buy this expensive instrument if I can. Sure, we'll take the wombat. Some buckets. Extra cage is always nice. I'm just gonna try buying all of their clothing. So I never get around to... I'm very bad at... I've never figured out how to make a cloth industry. Like, the actual process of turning pigtails into... I never seem to have enough pigtails, and I don't know how to grow enough of them to actually get a workable cloth industry. So I tend to just use leather that I've bought. Grown birchen figurine of a chinchilla man. And I'll go ahead and buy all their food. A cotton thong. I'll take their splints, too. And their crutches. They'll just save me the problems of having to buy them. And look at this. Moist fabric kai strings. I gotta see that. This is a moist fabric kai strings. It is made from moist fabric cloth. The kai strings vibrate, causing the instrument to produce sound. Wooden weapons, you can train with them. You shouldn't, because your dwarves will grow attached to the weapons that they train with and just use. There's no downside to training with real weapons. Like, your dwarves aren't going to hurt each other with real weapons. They never do. The purpose for wooden weapons is you can make your own training weapons. The good purpose of wooden weapons is to give to your guards so that when they beat people for committing crimes, they don't murder them. Moist. Yeah, let's try to buy this. Looks like there's no bins in here, so I can just trade everything that I want. Like, we'll do it the safe way, though. I'm probably not going to be able to afford everything that I want. Which means... yeah, they're not going to let me get away with all of that. Which means we're going to try to quickly... they should let me get away with that. See, down here we see trader value and trader profit. I usually just try to go 1-to-1, like just let them double their profit. And they seemed happy about that. Okay. But we want more than that. So we're going to come down here, and we're going to give our weaponsmith something to do. We're going to do something that is... maybe... exploitive, I would say, maybe? We are going to make everybody's favorite thing to trade, trap components. Actually, let me look, even. Let me look at my bars. We have copper bars, so we're going to make some copper trap components just to trade. We're going to make some copper large serrated discs. We're going to make 4 of them. And we're going to tell them to do it now. So we should see our little weaponsmith come up, start getting to work. Do I have a weapon stockpile? Yes, I do. So, now that we've got that going, keep in mind we traded all of our stuff for that we made, all of that craft work, for about 1,800 in dwarf bucks. Let's see what this masterwork and very good copper serrated discs are going to be worth. Here they come. They're bringing the serrated discs. Okay, let's try trading. So those 2 items alone are worth 2,200 dwarf bucks. So it turns out that if you want to make money early on in your fort, stone crafts are what you're supposed to do. Like, it's what the game kind of expects. You exploit crafts to make stuff, but really, just make trap components, especially serrated copper discs and enormous spiked balls. Those both make a lot of money. They're kind of broken. So much that I'm not even going to trade the... Let's just see what we can get for this. And the more profit that the more profit that they make, the more stuff they bring next year, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so we can't afford the super expensive KE. We can buy some more clothes though. Maybe a chest. Any of the stuff they say is grown means that they somehow made it without actually killing anything. Or killing any trees. So... yeah, I don't care about any of this garbage. Okay. Okay. We no longer need any stuff. So, we traded a bunch of stone crafts, and that reminds me though. I want some rock nest box, and we're gonna make 12 of these. I should have made these a long time ago. Our poultry has been producing no value for us because we have no don't even know what our wheelbarrow guys are doing. Hold on. A lizard in our refuse stockpile. Might be time to deploy another cat. We have an extra cat we can stick in here. Sure. Okay. going to try making 10 steel bars. And looks like our dwarves did indeed get, they dug this out. What are they currently digging? I had no idea what my dwarves were digging just then. But they're coming down here, that's for sure. Magma crab has given birth to a girl. Do we have a... Now we've got some troglodytes, which are... We need to worry about these. Where are they at? Troglodytes are not a serious threat. That reminds me, though. We shouldn't need a grate. I have a plan for dealing with this place. So we're going to channel this out just to make sure we have lots of water. So magma crabs in this game are not quite crabs. They are very odd creatures. They're more like, they're more like heads that spew lava. Well, I don't have a tavern set up yet, so the person who wants to hunt monsters... They're probably going to want to hunt monsters for a long time, because I don't have a lot of interest in letting some goober get himself killed. Okay. Channeling this out in a very cowardly manner. Got a human swordsman. Okay, so long as I keep... I just want to channel this out. Everything else can stay. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is DB forbid, and I'm going to forbid all of this stuff. Just to keep my stupid dwarves from coming down here and drowning themselves in my next act. I don't think I really have to do anything fancy here. This is damp stone. See, this says open space, but also says pile of water. Or 7 out of 7 water. So I guess this is actual water. This is open space. This is water. Huh, that means I should have dug the reservoir on this level. That's fine. Hi, Prezark. I'm actually winding down for the night. I'm planning how to fill this cistern with water. Hmm. This should be fine, though. So I'll just do this. We'll dig here. Someone dug that job and then immediately left to go do something else and got bored, I guess. So I'm going to channel this out. So really I want to dig these two squares out. Just quickly forbid that. Okay, now it's time to channel the hole for the well. Who is that in the stairs? Alben Ersterith. I assume he's, no hell creatures yet, no. We're just in the second cavern lair digging a well. Well, this spear dwarf is going to go get himself killed by troglodytes. That's not on my nose. What's on my nose is that we're going to dig H to channel. And we're going to channel all the way down. Channel all those squares out. And we're doing that so that our well will go all the way through here. Who's that? Giant mole. How cute. Okay. Looks like we have our hole dug. So now just to pop this. And when they channel that out, it should start the water flowing. Yep. Okay, so the first thing to do is build C wall. We'll have somebody build that wall. I actually probably should have built a grate first. I completely whiffed on that. Well, if anything creative comes through this, then we'll know I should have put a grate there. But they've, it's filling up with water. So we've got a cistern built. Which means we can build our well by channeling out this spot. May as well start our hospital up, because we might have to fill it up with dwarves attacked by troglodytes. And did nobody make our chain? Some migrants have arrived. Well, I'm pretty sure I told somebody to make a chain. Because I need a chain to make that well. I could use a rope too, but apparently I'm out of rope. I'll let them finish digging it before I... That's wrong. It's just a 3x3. It's important to have pieces of flair in your fortress, or otherwise, what are you doing? That one is wrong. Okay, my chain is ostensibly built. Built out of blocks. That... Sure. So, the last thing to do is to wall off access to the well. I've had problems with troglodytes and the like coming through your well before. But usually when it has open access. Like, for a troglodyte to get through to our well, they'd have to go down, they have to swim. And I don't think troglodytes can do that. Giant Olm maybe could. But I don't know if Olms can climb. Because, like, for a troglodyte to come through, they'd have to swim through here, swim down these stairs, and then swim over to here, and then climb up here. Climb this stair. So I think we might be safe. So we'll just have to wall this off. Actually, no. First, we'll floor this off. And worst comes to worst, I can build a grate controlled by a lever that will, that can cover the hole that the well uses when I don't need it. And whenever people are in the hospital, I can open the grate up. And whenever people are out of the hospital, I can close the grate via lever. That's not... I forgot to put the grate down here, essentially. But I don't think troglodytes can come through that. Yeah, they could drown in the well. Which I don't think would actually hurt us. Let's go to here. Open our miners up to mine this out. And I think that's going to be it for now. We've got ourselves a well in the works. I completely screwed up my hospital's build, actually. Like, although it doesn't look bad. It just looks like a... It looks... I made the top half, or the top two-thirds bigger than the lower two-thirds. So it kind of looks like a... kind of looks like a Space Invader. Anyways, next time, things to figure out. We're going to have to start getting some steel made. We'll get some steel made. We'll try building some barracks above ground, maybe up here, to start training some soldiers, because we have a lot of magnetite. We have more magnetite over here and a lot of coal, and we have a lot of marble. So we're definitely going to be building lots of... if you have 4/3 of a hospital, you definitely made a mistake. We'll get a tavern set up, which probably means here we will dig some... It shows us hot stone because of the lava up here. But we'll dig some inn rooms for our tavern. They'll be warmed by lava. And we'll get steel production going. We'll get our hospital set up. We'll have to make some soap. And I'll try to figure out pigtail farming. One last thing I should do before we go is we should pull the lever to lock these stupid elves out. Yeah, I kind of locked my own guy out there, but it's okay. He didn't get flung and destroyed. So yeah, next time we'll get our steel going. We'll try to get some cloth going. I've got to set up some more trap defenses. We'll see about building some barracks, and we might see about building some kill rooms. Because if I take this entrance into the fort and put a gate here and a gate here, I can make invaders go on a very long detour to try to get into our fort. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks everyone for joining. Oh, other thing we have to do is we've got to move our... We should move our livestock inside. But for now, good night.